caught my parents giving my sister a $50,000 down payment for a house after telling me they couldn't afford to pay for my college. So, I left them and went no contact. Growing up, I always thought my parents loved me and my sister equally. Sure, there were moments where I felt like she got a little more attention, being the younger sibling and all, but I never thought it was anything serious. It wasn't until I was 21 that I realized just how far their favoritism went. I was in my junior year of college, struggling to make ends meet. My parents had promised to help me pay for school when I first got accepted. But when the time came to fork over the cash, they said they simply couldn't afford it. "We'd love to help," my dad said, "but things are tight right now. You'll have to take out loans like everyone else." Stung, but I didn't argue. I worked part-time, took out student loans, and scraped by. I missed out on a lot of the college experience because I was too busy juggling work and studying. I told myself it was worth it, though. After all, my education was an investment in my future. Fast forward a few years. I had just graduated, and my student loan debt was well into the six figures. I was drowning. Every penny I made at my entry-level job went toward rent, food, and loan payments. Meanwhile, my sister, who was 3 years younger, had just graduated from high school and decided she wasn't interested in college. Instead, she got a decent job and moved back home to save money. At first, I didn't think much of it. But then, one day, I came over to visit my parents and noticed something strange. They were acting suspicious. My mom kept avoiding my eyes, and my dad was unusually quiet. Later that evening, I overheard them talking in the kitchen while I was in the living room. "Are you sure $50,000 is enough?" my dad asked. "It'll have to be," my mom replied. "We can't give her any more without dipping into our retirement." My stomach dropped. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. $50,000? For who? And for what? The next morning, I confronted them. I asked if they were giving money to my sister. At first, they denied it, but when I pressed them, they finally admitted the truth. "We're helping her with a down payment on a house," my mom said, like it was the most normal thing in the world. "A house?" I asked, barely able to contain my anger. "You told me you couldn't afford to help with my tuition, but you have $50,000 to give her for a house?" My dad had the audacity to shrug. "She's younger. She needs more help getting started." That was the last straw for me. I didn't yell or scream. I just stood there, staring at them, trying to process the betrayal. Finally, I said, "You know what? I'm done. I hope you enjoy your relationship with her because you just lost me," and I walked out. That was 2 years ago. I haven't spoken to them since. They've tried reaching out a few times, leaving voicemails, sending texts, even writing me a letter, but I've ignored every attempt. I've poured all my energy into building my life without them. I moved to a new city, got a better job, and started therapy. I've also paid off a significant chunk of my student loans, though I still have a long way to go. Recently, I heard through the grapevine that my sister's house is in foreclosure. Apparently, the job she had didn't pay as well as she thought it would, and she couldn't keep up with the mortgage. My parents are furious with her for wasting their money. Part of me feels vindicated. They picked their favorite and it blew up in their faces. But mostly I just feel sad. Sad that my parents couldn't see how unfair their actions were. Sad that they chose favoritism over family. I don't know if I'll ever reconcile with them. Maybe one day, if they can admit what they did and truly apologize. But for now, I'm content with my decision. Thank you all for the support and kind words. I've been reading through your comments, and it's been really validating to see that I'm not alone in this. To those of you who've experienced similar situations, my heart goes out to you. Stay strong and put yourselves first. You deserve it.